I look tired. I'm gonna talk about the Doctor Who convention. It was so much fun. The convention starts, I think the doors open at 9. This night was the night of daylight savings time in the UK. And they kind of played it off. If you watch Doctor Who, they talk about how Cardiff is a rift in space and time. They were like, remember to set your clocks back because Cardiff's a rift in space and time. It was so nerdy and I loved it. It was daylight savings time, but I still knew that I wouldn't have to set my alarm earlier or later to compensate for it because phones do that automatically. So my phone doesn't go off at the right time, though. It goes off an hour later than I want it to. It's 9 at this point instead of 8, which kind of sucks because the convention started, but nothing that I had paid for already had started. The Meet the Stars panel started at 10:45, and it was only 9. So I call this kid named Daniel. I met him at the Doctor Who Experience about a month prior to that in London. He wasn't there yet either. He was with his mom. And they were driving there, so I was like, okay, I'll see you there. I'm super excited. I'm getting ready. I'm putting on my sonic screwdriver earrings. I got my TARDIS Doctor Who t-shirt that my sorority sister Monica gave me, and she's the one who got me into Doctor Who. I put on my Doctor Who watch. I was pumped. So I call a cab, and the cab takes me there, and I get there at about 10:25, and the panel starts at 10:45, and I'm waiting for Daniel, and I'm like, we gotta get inside though. This is Meet the Stars panel. You can ask them questions, and this is awesome, and I don't want to miss it. But I'm outside. I'm taking all these pictures of the convention stadium, the Wales Millennium Center, and it's so cool because I've seen this in all the episodes and stuff, but now it's like actually in front of me, and it's so bizarre. And there's like this huge like pillar where apparently Torchwood, the base of Torchwood is, and I got some pictures of that. I haven't started watching Torchwood yet because I'm a new Doctor Who fan. I just started watching into September, but I'm completely obsessed, and I love it. Look. You can kind of tell, right? I was really excited, but I was nervous because the clock was ticking down. So finally, Daniel gets there with his mom, and we're all really super pumped and excited. We got the Silurian pass. There was Silurian and Ood, and so we got the Silurian pass. It just kind of tells you what times. There's different timings. Like they're separated into two groups, so there's a different panel that you would go to if you were an Ood versus if you were a Silurian. We're in line, and like we're going into it, and there's like people dressed up as like Donna from the Fires of Pompeii and River Song in like full denim outfit with a handgun. And like, of course, there's people dressed up in fezzes and the doctor's outfit everywhere, and it's just like mind blown. And it's so cool. So we're all getting so pumped, and we have this huge bag of goodies, which included like postcards, a cool fancy bag, these passes, Doctor Who DVD, program. The program was really cool. This program is like the official convention. Still smells like new. I love this. Is probably my favorite thing that I got, honestly. Just because it's so official, and I'll show you why I love it so much later when I talk about it. So we're sitting down, and we're like the second to last row, so which is kind of sucky, but it's not that far away. I mean, the stars are gonna be on the stage. I'm in the same room as them. That's good enough for me, you know. And everyone's just pumped, and everyone's got their sonic screwdrivers out, and I'm just introducing myself to people around me, like. I sat down next to Daniel, and his mom was next to him, and on this side there was a guy, and I heard him speaking, and he was American, and it was really cool to like see other Americans there. A lot of Americans aren't studying abroad like I am, so for them to make the effort to fly across the ocean, across the pond, as us Doctor Who fans will say, is just really cool. Like that's commitment, you know. So there was this guy, and he had his girlfriend there. His name was Tyler. He was a big fan too, so we're all just talking about it. A guy comes on stage and he introduces them. At first, it's Stephen Moffat and Carolyn Skinner, and they come on stage, and we're all excited, and then, of course, then they bring out Arthur Darvill, and there's applause, and then Karen Gilliam, and there's applause, and then Matt Smith, and he does this, like, grand plie onto the stage, and he's, like, jumping around, he's so lively, and I'm like, we're just listening to them talking and answering these fans' questions. I did not pay much attention to them as I would have liked to because I was just so surreal, like, they were right there. They were right there. And I had pre-purchased an autograph and photograph with Arthur Darvill because by the time I purchased them, Matt Smith had been sold out. Arthur Darvill's great too, though. I wasn't really complaining about that. So I had purchased that, and I was like, I'm gonna meet him later. Like that, I'm gonna meet him. I'm going to touch him. And I was like, that's really legit. So, like, the fan brings up a jelly baby, and Matt Smith, like, trades him his Jemmy Dodger for, like, a jelly baby. It was really cute. It was also really cool. I didn't have a sonic screwdriver, but it was really cool. Every time they mentioned the sonic screwdriver throughout the interview process, everyone was supposed to raise up theirs and make the noise, like, and I didn't have one, but Daniel had one, and he had also a little button I could press, so that was pretty fun. They showed clips of, like, Matt Smith acting, Karen Gilliam acting, and Arthur Darvill acting. They talked to them about how it was seeing themselves on a big screen and how they're reacting to all this fandom and everything. So they talked about the upcoming episode where Rory and Amy leave, and then Matt Smith gets a new companion, and how they film in the United States. The Weeping Angels are coming back, and all the fans are like screaming, and we're all like, well, not screaming, but they're all like, well, yeah! We're just pumped. We're just so pumped. And so Then it's time for the audience to ask questions. People are going throughout the audience, like these two girls just asking, like for 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, picking up people to ask the panel a question. And we're way in the back, and they're all up front asking these questions. And we're like, damn it, we're not going to get chosen. They come to the back, or they're choosing people left and right, left and right. They say like 5 more questions, and I'm like, oh my god. So I raise my hand up so high. Daniel's next to me, and he's like out, he's literally out of his chair now doing this. Tyler next to me, he's also raising his hand. At the beginning, Daniel's leg was kind of like jittering, bouncing up and down, and then Tyler started to, and then all 3 of us were just kind of shaking in our seats, like, oh my god, I want to ask my question. And I was like, if I get asked, it'll be so cool, because I'll be like, I'm from Denver, Colorado. They don't need to know I'm studying abroad. They'll just be impressed by the fact that I came over from Denver, Colorado. And I was like, I came the farthest, because they'd called on a few people from America, but they had turned out to be from Pennsylvania and like the East Coast. And I was like, psh, Denver, Colorado will beat you. Towards the end, someone raised their hand. It was a girl, and she was from California. I was like, damn it, I lost. So I see one of the girls finally coming up to the back to pick people to ask questions. I follow her with my eyes, and we make eye contact. And at that moment, I was like, I'm in. I'm in. And so she comes towards me. She hands me the microphone, and I'm like, holy shit. I turn on my camera, and I'm fumbling with it. I'm like, oh my god. And I give it to Daniel, and he hasn't even realized, or Tyler have realized that I've been like chosen. So I give it to Daniel, and I felt kind of bad because he's only 14, but things happened to him later that were really fucking awesome. So I didn't feel too bad. So Daniel puts the camera on me, and I've got my microphone, and I'm like, oh my god. I was so nervous that I completely bombed my question in my mind. I mean, people watch it and they say it's fine. I asked my question, and apparently my sorority sisters back home watched it, and they think I have an accent when I say it. I don't. I mean, I kind of say doctor like that, but that's because you watch that show so much that when you say doctor, it just kind of comes out that way, I guess. But otherwise, I don't think I had one. I use the term rad celebrities because my question was basically if you could see any person, any actor or actress in the whole world paired up as a doctor and companion situation, who would they be? I was so nervous that my question took like 20 seconds to get out, and it was really unnecessary. Like, I stuttered, and I was like, unfortunately, when you all leave and everything, and there's new people, and I made it sound like I was being realistic, but I wasn't. I was trying to figure out, like, in any scenario, like, in an unfathomable scenario, who would you choose? But they thought I was trying to be realistic, and it was just bad. And I used the term rad celebrities, like, what rad celebrities would you use? And I was like, this is for any of you. But Matt Smith goes, rad celebrities. And I was like, oh god, how embarrassing. Luckily I was so far away, they're not going to recognize that it was me again, but everyone around me knew. And I was like, oh my god, this is embarrassing. Matt Smith, he says, also, are we talking ourselves out of a job here? And so they didn't really answer my question. They talked about like how other people who said that they might have wanted to play the doctor, like Helen Mirren said she wanted to, and he's like, well, you can't, Helen. And that was the end of it. But still, for like 30 seconds, I had a conversation kind of with them. Well, it was one-sided, but you know what I mean. It's pretty cool, right? So that ends. I'm shaking. I'm shaking like so bad. I'm so stoked. Like I just got a response from them. Like that's crazy. It's awesome. So here's a picture of me before I asked the question. There's Tyler in the background, and I'm already really excited. And then here's the one after I asked the question where I'm even more excited. My video is getting kind of long, but this is a really, really fun experience for me. So if you want to hear the rest of my day where I actually met people, like where I actually met Arthur Darvill and maybe even other people, you should keep watching for part 2, because I would love you to see how happy this experience made me. Bye!